We know that William Byron will be on the front road. Will it be the pole?
I'm William Byron.
William Byron will win the pole for the Great American Race.
The following is a production of the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Live on the Motor Racing Network, it's NASCAR Cup Series pole qualifying for the 62nd Daytona 500.
William Byron across the line. He'll start his race for the pole. He's looking to 7th and 8th right now positions. William Byron in the Hendrick Motorsports engine in that stable. He's looking very good right now. Their cars have been very fast all week as he's going to the 5th position right now, picking up positions 3/10 now behind the leader, Stenhouse, who has a Hendrick motor under his machine. William Byron coming to the line. He's coming out of turn 4 right now to the line. He's looking at 3rd position on C. Bell, Christopher Bell. He had 5 pole last seasons and a best finish of the Daytona Summer. That is 2nd. William Byron will go to the 3rd spot. Stenhouse still good on pole. Ryan Preece up next, then Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch. We got a good set of cars coming. We'll be back for the run of Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch to MRN Racing as Ryan Preece, the other JTG Doherty, goes across the line.
I think that is a surprise. I know that's a surprise to me. They ran 194 yesterday. They ran 192.4 today. Ricky ran 194.5 yesterday. He ran 194.5 today. What was the difference in that lap? Maybe we'll find out here before we go off the air. But it's 2 miles an hour, give or take, slower than what they ran yesterday.
Here is Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s teammate on the racetrack. Ryan Preece, can he match his teammate's speed?
Across the line comes Ryan. He will be 8th quick. Boy, that's a good lap. So Ryan goes to position number 8. His teammate's still on top as we go back down to pit road. Mike?
Matt McCall, Kurt Busch, that 1-2 punch in the number 1 car at Chip Ganassi Racing. Kurt's getting ready to climb aboard the car, get ready to qualify for the 500. What do you think, Kurt? What kind of speed you got in this Chevy?
I feel like my guys put in the best effort possible, and we've got a good clash car for this afternoon. Just excited to be back at Daytona to go through the gears and lay down.
Denny Hamlin going towards turn 1 and 2. He starts his speed run. He is in the red on Stenhouse. He's looking at number 3, the 3rd spot of Byron. He's going up to 2nd now in Almirola. He's stuck at 8 hundredths of a second off Stenhouse. At 1/10 now, he's losing time on Stenhouse going in the back straightaway. Halfway through it, turns towards turn 3 and 4. He is almost 2/10 behind Stenhouse. Eric Almirola might be bumped off the 2nd spot by Denny Hamlin, who's coming towards the start-finish line on the front straightaway, hit the grandstands, hiding low, hugging the yellow line. Denny Hamlin in the FedEx Toyota Camry, he will go to the 2nd position. And Denny Hamlin, he will go to 2nd position in the Daytona 500 pole qualifying. We'll be back after this. Kyle Busch up next to qualify.
The final group of cars left to go include Kyle Busch, Logano, Alex Bowman, 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson. Don't go anywhere. This is going to get good before it's all over, and we'll be back to cover it for you in a moment. From Daytona International Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
All right, so let's take a look at your lineup right now in the Daytona 500. Of course, this is not the solidified field. We do have 2 150-mile dual races to figure out the starting lineup in the Daytona 500. Right now in 32 is Joey Gase, 31st Chad Fincham, 30th Brennan Poole, J.J. Yaley, 29th, 28th Quinn Houff, 27th goes to Corey LaJoie, 26th Daniel Suarez, 25th Timmy Hill. Reed Sorensen, 24th. Brendan Gaughan, 23. He is locked in. One of the 2 open cars who will be locked in the Daytona 500. Brendan Gaughan's the second one. Bubba Walsh in 22nd. Justin Haley, 21st. He is the first car to get locked in from the open. Ty Dillon goes to 20th. 19th, Austin Dillon. 18th, Ross Chastain. 17th, Ryan Blaney. 16th, David Reagan. John Hunter Nemechek locks up the 15th spot so far. 14th, Michael McDowell. 13th, Brad Keselowski. 12th, Martin Truex Jr. 11th, Chris Buescher. 10th, Tyler Reddick. 9th, Ryan Preece. And in 8th, Ryan Newman. 7th, Clint Bowyer. 6th, Kevin Harvick. 5 goes to Christopher Bell. 4th, William Byron. 3rd goes to Eric Almirola. And the 2 spot goes to Denny Hamlin. And on pole right now by 2 whole miles per hour on the number 2 Denny Hamlin car right now is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. for JTG Doherty. The number 47 just made the move over from Stuart Haas Racing. And I think it's a good move. Stenhouse looking very good at pole qualifying. He won Talladega 2 years ago, so he's good on restrictor plate tracks. We know that about Stenhouse Jr., but he's also got a Hendrick motor under that JTG Doherty hood, which could help him out quite a bit. As Kyle Busch puts his window net up, he's locking it in as he's getting ready to go for his qualifying run. Rowdy Busch pulls away in the pits. He comes up to speed now as he exits pit road. He is smoking. He is your 2019 Cup Series champion as he hits the back stretch, picking up a lot of speed. Kyle Busch, 2-time Cup Series champion, going into turns 3 and 4, 17th year in the Cup Series. As he comes towards the start-finish line to start his time, his best finish in the Daytona 500 would be second. Last year, his average finish in it is 21st place as he's running the very high line up towards the wall. He's going to run all the way to the wall towards the start-finish line. This is the first I've seen a driver run this line today in pole qualifying. Swipes down low to the 2 yellow double lines, and he will start his qualifying right down there. He is almost at Stenhouse. Stenhouse will pull away from him. He's looking to the 6th position. Harvick. No, he's at the 5th position on Christopher Bell as he enters the backstretch. He will stay down at the yellow line on the backstretch. Right now, he's sitting in 4th, 2/10 behind Stenhouse, quite a distance away. As he goes to turn 3 and 4, down low to the exit, still hugging the line in the entrance of the turn 3 and 4. He will not be able to get it. He's about 4/10 behind Stenhouse, and he will be in the 3rd position in pole qualifying for the Daytona 500. Kyle Busch goes to the 3 spot. Up next to qualifies Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, and Kyle Larson. A great lineup. And you can have some good Daytona 500 racers in that lineup right there. As I give back to MRN for the call.
500, this year's Daytona 500, the rules really are way different. Much more downforce on the cars right now. Remember, there's no more restrictor plates. We got the tapered spacer. Restrictor plates are a thing of the past right now. So there's 3 big things right there. Downforce, the engine, and those are some of the reasons maybe the Toyotas this year are better than they were last year.
I'm looking at notes and trying to find it, but I don't think we had a Toyota qualify in the top 10 for the Daytona 500 a year ago. We're looking to find that out. Right now, Toyotas are 2nd, 3rd, and 6th. That's a remarkable improvement, if you will, at least here. Logano coming across the line. That's a good lap.
It is. It's inside the top 10 for the moment. 7th fastest for Joey Logano, 192.033 miles an hour. To kind of put what we've had through 34 of 43 cars qualified, put it into a little perspective for you as Alex Bowman takes the green flag. Ricky Stenhouse.
Alex Bowman, another Hendrick driver. He could have a very fast lap in his white and blue Valvoline number 88 Chevrolet Camaro, as he's in 2nd right now. He's 200ths behind Stenhouse, coming down the back stretch. He's about half a car length behind Stenhouse as he's picking up ground. He is 200ths away from Stenhouse coming down the back stretch. Coming to turn 3 and 4, he's lost a little bit. He's 400ths behind Stenhouse. Now he's sitting in the second position quite well in pole qualifying. Alex Bowman out of turns 3 and 4 on the front straightaway. What is he going to get? Alex Bowman's losing time. He's 500ths behind Stenhouse. And second position for Alex Bowman on qualifying. Stenhouse a little bit at ease right now. Just had a huge sigh of relief. He is still on pole for the 500. As the only noticeable difference between the two runs is Stenhouse, he hugs that double yellow line. Probably not even an inch of depth between him and touching it. So Stenhouse, he will stay on the pole position. He almost had a near perfect lap. As Kyle Larson on the backstretch for his lap. Best finish in the 500, his 14th career for Larson, as he's already 3/10 behind Stenhouse. He is looking in the 14th position. He's in the front straightaway. Here comes Kyle Larson towards the line. He's looking at 14th at the Daytona 500. He bumped down to 16th in the last second. Kyle Larson at the 15th position in the Daytona 500 pole qualifying. He will definitely have to go the two duels as Jimmy Johnson, your 7-time Cup Series winner, in his last Daytona 500. He's running the high line off of turns 3 and 4, and he'll hit the front straightaway, and he'll hit the start-finish line to start his time. Jimmy Johnson hits the front straight away, starting his time. He's looking at the 4th position as clouds, very light clouds, started the racetrack. Kyle Busch at 4th. It looks like Jimmy Johnson's aiming for his spot as he's 1/10 behind the leader. He's currently in 3rd. He's not losing much. He's picking up a little bit of time on Stenhouse in 3rd position. And it looks like he is 2 car lengths on the ghost car off of Stenhouse right now. As he comes to the front straightaway, hits the grandstands. He is low at the line. Coming at the start-finish line, he'll hit it 3rd position for Jimmy Johnson. Bumps Hamlin to 4th. So a good run from Jimmy Johnson. That will put him in 3rd for pole qualifying for the Daytona 500. Up next to qualify, rookie Cole Custer. To MRN we go.
It's very temperamental condition-wise at Daytona. We've got some cloud cover that's building a little bit over turns 1 and 2. Do you think that's going to be enough to help out?
No, I don't really think so. Generally, when you get the cloud cover, it's all to benefit the way the car is handling, not so much the speed and the horsepower. And I'm looking at the flags down here at the infield, the way the wind direction's blowing. It's been pretty constant all day long. So I really think we got a pretty stable racetrack, guys, when it comes to speed.
Well, it looked like it was going to be a very good lap for Cole Custer until he took the Ford below the yellow line and got on the apron, and I think that is going to affect this lap.
Yeah, it will. It's still respectable. 12th fastest for Cole Custer for the rookie. And, Rusty, you mentioned you got to hold a pretty steering wheel. When Cole got the left front just enough on the apron to upset the car, that made his hands wiggle just a bit on the steering wheel.
Yeah, you're exactly right, guys. That'll make you wiggle just a little bit. Also, what that does, it takes the air dam, which is planted to the ground, and lifts it off the ground a little bit because you took the tire, the left front tire, got it on that apron, which put a lot of air under the car, which you don't want. So that was not a good move. I don't know how much it hurt him, but it didn't help him. Let's put it that way.
Kurt Busch, Chase Elliott, Matt, and Eric. That's it. Daytona 500 qualifying, just about a wrap. Remember, we locked the front row and only the front row. And right now, the front row is 2 drivers that went 194 and change. One of them Stenhouse, the other Alex Bowman. Let's see whether they stay that way. Kurt Busch now makes his way off turn number 4, headed back through the tri-oval and to the checkered flag.
Here comes Kurt Busch as he works his way back to the start-finish line. Checkered flag in the air for the Las Vegas, Nevada driver. Kurt Busch will slide across the line 19th for Kurt Busch at 191.278. You know, I got to give Kurt a tip of the cap, though. Here this year, in the 2020 season, Kurt Busch has taken it upon himself to continue to give to our country's military veterans. He's going to give away 100 tickets to each Cup race this year to military.
One of the favorites for the pole, Chase Elliott, comes across the line to start his run. Our final qualifiers left is Chase Elliott, Matt DiBenedetto. As Chase Elliott comes towards the turns 1 and 2, he hits turns 1 and 2 in the 4th position, just off of Stenhouse's bumper. Sparks flying. He's got a low track bar, so he's very low to the ground. This looks good. 3rd position now for Chase Elliott right now as he hits the backstretch on Jimmy Johnson. He's still in the red by 800. He's moving back down. He looks like he's staying in the 70s, 700ths from the leader Stenhouse. Turns 3 and 4. He's going to exit 4. Here comes Chase Elliott. He's working towards the line. Chase Elliott off of turns 3 and 4 on the front straightaway. He is 700th. He's going to go in the 3rd position on Jimmy Johnson. Chase Elliott, 3rd. So our front row, who we're just going to set, is Alex Bowman and Stenhouse. 2 qualifiers left. Matt DiBenedetto and Eric Jones. Let's go to MRN for Matt DiBenedetto.
Perspective, the Chicago Cubs were still on a 100-plus year World Series drought since then. The iPhone 6 was brand new the last time somebody other than a Hendrick Motorsports car was on the pole for the Daytona 500.
Yeah, but you know what, Alex? The Hendrick engine guys can sit back in the shop and say, we built all the engines for all the poles for the last 6 years, and guess what? Our engine is on the pole so far with Ricky Stenhouse. It's not a Team Hendrick race car, but it is their engine in that JTG car.
Well, it's Chevy's at the top. Here comes a Ford, the Wood Brothers Ford, the number 21. And we got a brand new race car driver behind the wheel of it. And here he comes across the line. Matt DiBenedetto will go into position number 15. 1 to go. Let's quickly check in downstairs. Mike Bagley, you have been talking a lot about the dominance of Hendrick Motorsports over Speed Weeks leading up to it and everything. It's still a Hendrick Chevrolet power plant, but it won't be a Rick Hendrick stabled car.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because I'm walking along with Rick Hendrick right now while it not be a...
Our last driver for pole qualifying Eric Jones in his number 20 Toyota Camry DeWalt yellow, bright yellow, hits the start-finish line for his run. He's looking at the 17th spot right now. It looks like that car is dialed in for the race, for the duels on Thursday as a little bit of sparks coming out. He's got a low track bar, low to the ground. Stenhouse, it looks like we can confirm Stenhouse will be on pole for the Daytona 500. This qualifying only sets up the number 1 and 2 cars. They only set up the front row here. We got the 2 duels on Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time to figure out the rest of the field for the Daytona 500. Stenhouse will be on pole as Eric Jones aiming towards the top 10 right now on Logano in 10th. It looks like he might take over that spot 5/10 away from the leader as Eric Jones goes to the 10th. Stenhouse on pole for the 2020 Daytona 500. Alex Bowman riding in second. He's going to start second in the Daytona 500s. They get to relax for the duels of Daytona on Thursday. The rest of the field has work to do in the 2020 Daytona 500. This is Stenhouse's first pole in the 500, and this is also his first race running for JTG Doherty and not Stewart Haas Racing. Let's take it to MRN for the interview. Ricky Stenhouse on pole in Daytona for the Great American Race. Thank you guys for watching.
manufacturer for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He will start with Alex Bowman up on the front row. Congratulations to other drivers that have also qualified in, including those open drivers that we talked about, Justin Haley and Brendan Gaughan. You're going to hear from Ricky coming up in just a moment. Boy, that's got to be a big way to start Speed Weeks 2020 with a brand new team.
It absolutely is. And a sidebar to that is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and this team, they'll be running in the Busch Clash of 2021 right here at the World Center of Racing. Basically 1 year from today, they know they are going to be racing. Brian Patty, he's a Florida native. Great to see Brian Patty, crew chief, on the pole for the Daytona 500 along with his guys and girls and his driver, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. A phenomenal drive, a phenomenal race car, and a great start.
You know, I was just looking at Brian Patty, and it's really cool when you see crew chiefs from other teams, even other manufacturers that were walking up and giving Brian a high five. Boy, that is a big time here at Daytona when you, your team, your driver can capture the pole for the great American race.
Well, when you make so many changes like that team did in the offseason, the crew chiefs, the engine department, building cars, stuff like that, I mean, this is so gratifying to get to the Daytona 500, and kudos to those guys.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is on the pole for the Great American Race, and Kyle Ricky's beside him.
Well, yeah, let's talk to Ricky Stenhouse Jr., JTG Motorsports, on the pole here at Daytona. You and your maiden voyage with this team here in Daytona. What does this mean to you and this race team?
It's huge. I think the leadership that we have at JTG Doherty Racing, from Tad, Ernie, Jody, on down to the crew chiefs and everybody that we have, you know, working in this organization. It's really cool to come down here and see all their hard work. You know, I know all the teams work really hard, but it's really cool to see the effort pay off. And I'm just glad that I was able to drive it. And this is the last Super Speedway pole that Brian needed to cap off all the poles on Speedway. So really neat, really special, and we'll get to enjoy it till Thursday. Obviously, we got a race on Thursday that we need to get some points in and learn. This Chevy drives a little bit different than what I'm used to, and that draft is different with these. So Thursday we'll be learning.
Breezy afternoon, did that affect you at all out there, or maybe help you on the backstretch?
I think it slowed the cars down a little bit from yesterday, and you know, we actually were able to pick up a little bit. So I felt really good about the position that we were in after we ran. I think it got a little bit windier as it went on. That definitely helped us.
There you go. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., your pole winner for the Daytona 500 next Sunday afternoon. Let's hear from his crew chief, standing by with Dave Moody.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've seen Brian Patty smile before, but I don't know that I've ever seen him smile like this. He's the #1 hug distributor in Daytona Beach. Everybody wants a piece of you right now. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. It means a lot. Just a lot of work over the winter. You know, this team's done a hell of a job. It's nice to be in the Chevrolet camp, Hendrick Motors. Just a good bunch of guys.
Did you come here with any idea that this could happen? I know you always hope, but were you confident in your chances?
No, I mean, it's a new deal, you know, but the guys built a really good car, went to the wind tunnel, did the best they can, and you come here with, you know, your checklist and hope it works. And unloading yesterday, it seemed like had a lot of speed, drafted really well, and then a single car run. We only did one because we were dragging too bad, so you know, it doesn't count till today. So.
And the boss is not here to see it?
No, he went on our airplane, so that's odd, but hey, I'm sure we'll see him tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Brian Patty and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the